Hello, everyone. This is Chris Sanderson here, and as always, I have my special guest,
Hannah. Hi.
and welcome back to another episode of Bagocast. And this episode, we'll be reviewing a little horror game that was provided by us. So thank you for the developers for that to play through this little short psychological horror game that dives into mental wellness called The Shattering. Before we go into even that, let me just quickly say, everyone please be safe, wash your hands, stay inside as much as possible, do not go to large gatherings. I don't care what it is about, don't go to large gatherings.
Yeah, try to just play it safe so that way we can all try minimizing the spread and hopefully just try to get through this.
Yes, so just want to quickly say that. Alright, with that out of the way, let's jump into The Shattering. So The Shattering, like I said, is a not quite an indie game. I don't think it's an indie game because it does have an actual publisher, so I wouldn't say it's an indie game. The Shattering is a game that dives into mental wellness. So by doing that, we are placed in a character.
I mean, mental illness.
Mental wellness, mental illness. It's kind of, same place almost.
Okay.
So in this game, you are placed in the character John. I think his name, top of my head, John. That he is in a therapy session and something happened where he lost all of his memories. His memories are all mixed up. He doesn't know what happened. And your job is to go through his memories and piece him back together. Yes. So he can move on with his life and stuff.
Yeah. And what led him to be
as miserable as he can be.
Yeah, and what led him to the therapist.
Yes. So, but before we can even go into that, sorry to say, it is one of those games that we can't really talk about the story until we go to spoilers, because the story, a lot of stuff happens that would be spoilery, so we can't talk about it. So we're going to go into that after we're done talking about the gameplay and graphics, and then we'll give our little spoiler warning. But before we even go into spoilers, we will give our general thoughts on the story, if we liked it or not, and what they could work on. Again, we'll be very vague about it, but we will jump into spoilers and go a lot more into the story. So sorry if you're not going to hear too much about the story in the spoiler-free section.
Well, I mean, you basically did give them, like, the gist of the story...
But we can go, give them a little bit more. We can give them a little bit more.
But,
Alright, so let's just... So that's the general gist of the story. So you're going through this character's memories to piece them together. And while, yes, well...
What do you think of the graphics, though?
Graphically, it looks good. There's a lot of good-looking scenes. I will give it that.
Oh, you were making comments about, like, it loved showing off its physics.
Oh, yeah, like how everything just crumbles. Yeah, they used that throughout the entirety. Like, they were so proud of what they did. That is throughout, and also at the same time, it is fitting to the character because his memories and his identity has been shattered, and so it is fitting, but it is used quite often.
Well, yeah, but overall, I would say visually, it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm. Even if there is no colors.
I know that there are splashes of color here and there,
but it's mostly a gray color scheme going on, white and gray color scheme, and white, gray, and black. And so when it does throw colors in there, it pops out more.
Yeah,
that's supposed to grab your attention.
Yeah, that's the thing of interest to the character or to the chapters at times.
And also, you can argue the color gray means hollow. They feel nothing. They're neutral. They don't feel anything. They feel empty.
Yeah, you do feel like that when, like, the walls break.
And
then you have, like, that empty void type thing all around you, and you're just kind of like,
So yeah, the environment...
It does really well.
It does very well, yeah. And the environments, like we said, they're very they are detailed. They are very well detailed. They're not confusing. They're easy to get through. And, and the color scheme they chose and the style really makes it pop out more. If I could show you that, I would. There's some scenes that looked really good. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a really good scene right there. That's a good, the visuals and everything just... I love it.
Yeah, the art style that they went with the game, we really enjoyed.
Yeah, I really did enjoy it. And I will say, though, it is a bit of a bummer that these environments are not very explorative. they are very linear. There's not much to go look around for.
It also kind of had a little bit of the, what was it, PT thing?
Yeah.
Where, like, you go into a room,
It repeats itself.
you do a couple of things, like you're in a house and you're basically like making laps from room to room, and every time you come back around to like the first one, it looks worse than when you left it off, and then like other things happen.
But here, the
way they do it is very like, I like it. It's very artistic. That's
yeah, how
what I gotta
everything
say
breaks
about the
apart
game.
and reforms itself and shifts.
Yeah. And extending and turning into different buildings, like by the room shifting into a hallway or into a mini room. And
yeah, like
it's really cool.
The effects
how
for those,
they did that.
yeah, it was very well done. It was also really cool to witness. Like, like the entire room could go from this big, giant mansion-like room, then it would shrink itself and form itself in different ways to be a new environment. I think it does that at some points. I think.
Yeah, when you go from like the doctor's office and then you go to different stages of the character's life.
Oh yeah, then the doctor's walls break off, and then you leave that room.
Or a door opens, like appears, and then you go through it, and then it leads you to like a chapter or something in the guy's back in his past that he's trying to, the doctor's trying to get out of him so he can remember. And it's very, very interesting. And you don't really solidly see like your character or like the doctor, but it's like done with voices and visuals from like things floating around and moving. So you gotta like imagine, like, oh, there's a doctor there.
As a matter of fact,
it's all symbolic.
Yeah, it is symbolic. This game does use symbolism quite a bit.
Yeah.
But also another thing it does use is that there isn't really character models in this game. They're all those things that those artists use for figure posing and stuff. I can't remember what they're called.
Mannequins.
Mannequins, yeah, a lot of mannequins are used.
Art mannequins.
Yeah, those are used quite a bit. Actually, they are used throughout the entirety of the game, which, again, makes sense because he's having a hard time remembering things, so he doesn't remember what they look like.
I like when they use the mannequins when he was trying to come up with a story. And it was like gesturing what he was coming up with. And oh yeah, that's one thing also too about the game is that there are times where you can pick different choices, different responses, different things.
It doesn't work.
I mean, that is in the game, but we'll have to talk more about where's its flaws.
Yeah, we will go into greater detail. Just right now, I'm gonna let you know. This game does have like a choice mechanic you can make. You can pick your dialogue. You can pick, what glasses or you're gonna take pills instead. But it amounts to overall nothing really. I went through the game picking these choices. Like, okay, so now I'm gonna pick the opposite choices, and I got the same result, same dialogue, same ending. I'll go into more detail later for examples. But right now, I'm gonna let you guys know it doesn't work, which bums me out. Actually, that bums me out.
Yeah.
Because how interesting would that be? That if you got an ending where his memories are forever scrambled because you kept on changing it,
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. It would have given the game replay value to see.
Yeah, multiple endings instead of.
Oh, this is funny, by the way. For some reason, some glitch must have happened on Steam. Because Steam actually tells you how long you played a game. Mm-hmm. Now, I know I'm a gamer. I know time flies by me when I'm enjoying a game. I know that. But I can tell how much time I'm putting into a game. I can tell I'm putting like 6 hours into a game. I put 5 hours, 10 hours. Mm-hmm. I know when. I know how much I put in. But I don't ever remember putting 30 hours into the game. There is no way in any reality we live in, this game is worth 30 hours of content. No. Matter of fact, you can speedrun this game and beat it within 2 hours. It is a short game.
Mm-hmm. If you know where to go, where to click.
First time run-throughs, it may take you about 3, maybe 4 hours max. But it is a short game. But that's honestly kind of another flaw in this thing, that there's just not enough content to come back to.
Yeah, no replay value.
Mm-mm. This game is the best I can describe this game is like a walking simulator. That's what it is. That's actually what it is. Because most walking simulators, all they have you do is just walk around, put your face against things, click on them, maybe solve a light puzzle or two, but that's about it. There's no real gameplay. So in order to make up for that, they have to give more of a compelling story and a very engrossing atmosphere to keep you in.
Yeah.
And this game, I will say, again, it does do it very well. The atmosphere is very well done. I love how it shifts and changes. The lighting's very good. It is depressing. The game is very depressing.
Yeah, it is.
And there's some things that the character goes through. You're just like, okay.
Yeah, even I had to take a pause from the game because I was just like, dang, man, this is bringing me down so much.
This game, if you're looking for a good, happy, fun time, this is not the game for it.
No.
This is the game that's very much going to make you feel depressed because...
And feel sorry for the
character. And it's going to make you feel sorry. That's the one thing that I would say good about the story. It can pluck at your heartstrings. Like, you feel bad for the character. You do this. It does do a good job at that.
Yes.
Even when the character who has no voice, he does have no words that are spouted, but there's no voice with it. You still do get a grip on his personality. You still do get a grip of who he is.
Yeah.
And what he wants to be. It's just I wish we could see a bit more of that, I guess. I want more of that.
Yeah.
Again, it would have been interesting to see what happens if you did different choices and how that would shape his personality.
That would have been nice.
That would have been nice, yeah. Other games, do that. Especially all those, Telltale games. At least, your character's personality changes as time goes on.
Yeah.
This one is kind of you pick something, he stays the same. Nothing changes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even the response of the doctor, too, when you picked different choices.
Yeah, I tried to get on my second playthrough, I tried to make him much of a dirtbag as possible.
And also pick the opposite choices.
Yeah, I have him yell over people on the phone because they were being too loud, stuff like that. And people's responses were exactly the same as if you treated them nicely.
Yeah.
I want the game. I don't expect every choice to make a huge impact. I'm not asking the world to get blown up because I decided I yelled at this one lady, but I am asking to at least, make some change, validate my choice. Saying, you chose this is how the character's going to react now.
Yeah, if you're being rude, the character should not be approaching you, with a smile. And, if you complimented them, they should be approaching you yes, I'm sorry that you feel that way, or, address the fact that you said something rude and not treat it like you said just, nice things. It's like, there should be more.
Yeah, there should be something. There should be, at least.
It feels like because of that, because the choices doesn't have, a deeper feel other than it just feels like, here, choices for the sake of choices, but then your choices doesn't lead it all leads down the same path anyway. There's no really anything really different.
Yeah, there's no.
It's
really there's no point of adding those choices because it doesn't change it. Matter of fact, here's a little thing.
That's what would have helped.
Here's how I can confirm this choice mechanic that they put in here is just false window dressing.
That's the word I was looking for.
There you go. Yes, because at the beginning of the game, you have a choice: either wear glasses because your character can't really see, so you can either wear glasses or take these pills that's supposed to make you see, or something like that. So, my first playthrough, I went with the glasses because I'm trying to get the good ending. So, I went with that. So, okay, beat the game, got an ending. Went through the game the second time. Okay, this time I'm going to take the pills. I took the pills. And words came up saying, don't take the pills. I was like, okay, so what consequence is this going to have later on in the game? Is he going to...
It doesn't have any.
None. And again, I made all my choices the opposite. The opposite choices I made.
Same ending.
I was like...
So it's only one ending?
Yeah, literally there's just one ending. And there's not a variety of that one ending. It's all just the one ending. And I was thinking, Well, that was a waste of time. My second playthrough was a complete waste of time. I wanted to see, yes, I know some, other details, some subtle stuff they did here and there. But other than that, it's not really worth it. Go back for a second time.
Because nothing matters. Nothing changes when you pick different
There is one thing that does change. I can't spoil it yet. But there is one moment something does change, but it does lead up to everything going back down to normal. So honestly, it doesn't really matter all that much.
Yeah.
I mean, if more scenes like that was to happen, then I say it could validate the replay value just to see what would happen. Yeah. But it doesn't, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
So, it's a bummer that the choices don't make. The story is good. I will say that it is good. It is well executed for the most part. And it reminds me a lot of another game I played that tackled mental illness. It was called Fractured Minds. Which, matter of fact, you can go watch my other video called 3 Low Price Games. Just a quick sum up of it. It tackles mental illness, depression, anxiety. But the problem is, the reason why it didn't stick around with me or make much of an impact is because there isn't much of a story. It's a very, very, very short story, like 20 minutes long. And the visuals that they give you in that game, which I think is made by one person, so I won't give them too much crap. It's not striking enough to reach you.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, kids can play this game and they'll have fun, I guess. They'll get it. This probably affect kids, but if they wanted this to be affect adults as well and teenagers, it's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
And that's what Shattering does better. The story is there to get you involved. Mm-hmm. The visuals keep you definitely involved because you know how crazy it can get at times, and what you can analyze and say, oh, how symbolic this means to the character and stuff like that. It's just there is moments, but I will say there is weird moments where they add like gameplay to it, like that you can legitimately fail at times.
What game?
In the Shattering. There's moments where, like, say you're going down the hallway, all of a sudden the hallway starts to close on itself, and if you don't reach the door in time, the level restarts, where the hallway's closing on itself again.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to pass. I was like, what's the point of this? I don't get it. I don't really feel much of a consequence of losing. It's not like my character's mental state's getting worse.
Yeah.
And also another time where I asked you a question, if you answer it incorrectly, it simply just restarts that question again, and you just do it again. It's like, what's the point? Let's say you got the question incorrect, why can't you just lead off of that? Mm-hmm. But no, the story always leads off your character, succeeding.
Yeah.
And I think there should be some times where if the character fails, that has a consequence. And again, that would add replay value to this game.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Well, also, too, if your multi-choices actually had, multiple different dialogues, and there would be different outcomes, and there would be more than one ending, or there would be a continuation, because honestly, where they ended it, I feel like we should have gotten a little bit more for our closure.
Yeah, I felt the same.
It feels like, here, you remembered this important memory of yours. Come back next week and we'll do another session. Roll credits. It's just like, wait, what? No, what? No, what?
Yeah, like...
Wait, we just solved this mystery. What do we do with it? How is he going to get better? Nope, we don't get none of that.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's something a little extra. I know this was a slight little spoiler, but it's really not. Trust me. But it's like, yeah, it needed more. The ending's fine. It works. I get it. But it did need a little more. Just a little, like, one more scene of something and call it good.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say more, but I think I have to wait for the spoilers.
Yeah, which we will go into, might as well right now after we just wrap up our general thoughts of the gameplay, graphics.
Okay, what about the voice acting and the music and the
songs? I mean, honestly,
what do you think of it?
The music was fine. I mean, it wasn't, it serves its purpose.
It was fitting.
It's fitting. I don't say it's great, but it's fitting. It fits. The voice acting is fine. I didn't think it was outstanding, but it was fine.
It didn't sound horrible to me. It sounded genuinely good.
It sounded, yeah, it was genuine. It sounded genuine, but it wasn't like, award-winning acting. Nothing like that.
But I didn't think they were horrible.
No, I'm not saying they're horrible. I'm just saying they're good. They're not great. They're just good. Because
they were very good.
Because there isn't really much characters in this game, matter of fact.
Well, yeah.
There's only, let's face it, there's only really 3 characters that have something. You have the main character, who are you, which you play as. You have the therapist, who doesn't really have a personality. He's just there for exposition. And act like a therapist, which I guess you could say is a personality. He's professional.
Yeah.
And then you have that person, the other person, which I can't really talk about right now because that is a bit of a spoiler. So
somebody in his past.
Yeah, someone in his past. So yes, we will just give our general thoughts, and we'll give our rating before we jump into spoilers. So that way, people who want to know the rating can just leave. People who want to hear more about the story and its problems, and more problems, then stick around for that. And then after that, we'll give our recommendations for psychological horror games you guys should check out. So let's grab our thoughts.
I would say 6
out of 10. Why?
6 out of 10. Well, it's kind of hard. Other than what we have already said, where it felt like the ending didn't feel satisfying. Your choices didn't feel really satisfying because, like he said, you don't really see anything really different happen. There's no really different outcomes.
Nope.
With your choices. And I feel like the choices could have made it really interesting for chances of like a good ending or multiple different types of endings for multiple, playthroughs. But the fact that they only seem to have just the one ending, and your choices is just, what did you call it? Window paint?
False window dressing.
False window dressing. Because of that, it's like, it's beautiful. There's a good idea behind it. It just feels that it falls flat, and it needs more. It feels like a demo more than a finished game almost. It doesn't feel full. It doesn't feel like there's enough in it.
I do get that feeling too. So I'll give my general thoughts and give it my rating. I'm going to also give it a 6 out of 10. I know that seems to be a common rating on this show. It is. Because, these games, we happen to get the games that fall in this category for different reasons. Just because I give it the same score as the last one does not mean they are on the same level. It just means they happen to have problems that bring them down to this score.
Yeah.
So even though, I may give this game a 6 out of 10, I gave some other game a 6 out of 10, I may join that other game that's a 6 out of 10 more than this one because there's different reasons.
We usually give the reasons.
Yeah, so
positive
I feel like I just want to address that real quick so we won't get any of those guys who are like, oh, you gave this game a 6 out of 10 and you gave this game a 6 out of 10 even though these reasons. No, whatever. I just want to just get rid of those people before they flood our comment sections or anything. So anyways, the reason why I give mine a 6 out of 10 is because the there's no replay value. Your choices don't matter because, the replay value doesn't matter because there's no choices to make. Really, none that are impactful. It's short. It is a short game. I don't mind it being short. I don't mind it.
But it feels a little too short.
It can feel a little too short, yes. The ending needs a little bit more.
There needs to be some type of something. It's like you solve the mystery. It's like for example, like if you were watching Sherlock Holmes and you're following him around, picking up all the clues, and then Eureka, he has it. He figured out the thing. Who did what? And then all of a sudden pulls up credits, and it's like, wait a minute, what do you do with this information? What happened? It's like I feel like the credits rolled up
too fast.
Just when we finally got to the point that we got all the memories and the important stuff that he needs to know. Now what do we do with it? But they don't.
Wasn't there another game that we
they don't
played
give
that did
us
something?
that.
Wasn't there another game we played that did something similar? Oh, that where it just ended and we didn't.
Yes, that one.
What was-
Angel, the one that was like a comic book.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the one that had
Blind
like
Prophet.
the yes,
Yes,
that was another one where it was like the ending, like felt too abrupt, and it didn't feel like it ended right, like it didn't round out.
Yeah,
right.
there were some things that need to be addressed still.
Yeah,
I mean, before we don't want to jump back into that we've already discussed. You want to hear about that? Go watch our other podcast reviewing that game. Good game. It's a really good game. It just has
flaws too.
Good amount of flaws too. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. Yes, and in the gameplay needs to be more than simply just walk around, rub your face against everything, clicking it, and solving some very light puzzles here and there. Actually, I wouldn't even really say light puzzles. They weren't. Actually, there is no puzzles in this game.
No, there's not. You gotta
just click.
You gotta find what you need to click, and you gotta click certain things in a certain order, and you gotta. And
that's just not fun.
And that's all you do throughout the game, basically.
And I'm going to be honest.
Things throughout, and to unlock the next area, to rinse and repeat throughout the whole entire game.
And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really having fun playing the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the story and the atmosphere, but the gameplay, to me, it's always the problem of these walking simulators because
they're boring.
They're boring. There's only one game that got away with it because it actually made it fun. It's called Stanley Parable. In that game, it's all about making choices and defying the narrator. It's a really great game. It's awesome. There's not much of gameplay. All you do is literally just either go with the narrator or you defy him and just constantly just mess up his day. It's a really good one. It replaces gameplay with something new. This one, it kind of needed something like that. There's no puzzles. It's just, you just walk around, click on things, and that's not fun. So you really do need a mindset going, okay, I'm only coming here for the story and the atmosphere. I'm not really sticking around for the gameplay. I'm not sticking around for that. I'm just going to play through the game, beat it once, and then be done.
I mean, sadly...
That is the case. I would like to play this game more, but there's no reason to go back through it. So that's why I give it like a 6 out of 10. I enjoy the story and atmosphere. It did pluck my heartstrings. It's just... It needs more. It needs work and more. So, with that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Well, this Bagocast, 6 out of 10 from both of us. For those who want to hear about the spoilers and more problems why it got this rating... But go ahead and stick around, and by the end, we'll give our recommendations of what psychological horror games you should definitely check out.
That we like.
Yes, that we like. So, spoilers time! Alright, so you play as John Evans. He is in therapy, and he was in a car accident
or some type of accident.
Some type of accident that made him lose his memories. Mm-hmm. But it's quickly disputed by the therapist saying that it's always the accident, as in he's implying that you were not in a car accident. You were not in that. That's why you are not here. So, as you go through the game, you go through this character's life. First, you start off in the hotel, the event that got him here. You find out that he is a writer. He is a writer. He's a novel writer. Mm-hmm. You go to the hotel in hopes of getting some peace and quiet to work on his book. So, he goes there, and it turns out to be the noisiest place on Earth. Noisiest place. He starts to get very frustrated. He's breaking things. He's smashing things. He boarded up the doors to his hotel room. Not sure how he got away with that, but he did.
If he went to Las Vegas or New York, he ain't going to get much sleep with all the banging and
no, he would not
got
much. No. And so yeah, he gets so frustrated and stuff. Like, he's drinking a lot, and he's drinking plenty of wine.
Yeah.
Words are popping, the TV, words or whatever are changing. And so he goes...
Yeah, when he types, you actually can see up on the screen above...
Yeah, his thoughts.
His thoughts and what he's typing.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat, too. So he goes to the bathroom, and so you have an option. You can either, use a gun or use scissors to kill yourself.
Or get that secret gun in the vault that seems to go to nowhere because...
Actually, it's the same gun you find behind the mirror. It's the same one.
So then what was the point in...
It was I think it was like foreshadowing. It was foreshadowing what he could use to kill himself.
I don't know.
Well, regardless,
there's some confusion
after that, he slits his wrist or shoots himself in the head or something.
The way that they showed the blood stain,
It's most likely he slit
his wrist. But like we said, like it doesn't really matter if you pick the.
So after that scene, everything starts to fall apart. And the therapist is like, oh, no, we can't go there yet. That's too much. Let's start from the very beginning.
When he was a kid.
When he was a kid, you know, he's with his parents.
From 8 to 12, I think? What was it? Or was it 6 to...
I think it was 8 to 12. I think it was 8 to 12, yeah.
Okay.
So, so we go visit his childhood. You know, he lives with his parents and stuff like that. What are you looking at?
Oh, yeah, the glass closed.
Yeah, the glass is closed, yeah.
I saw a huge mosquito.
that's why I got sprays and stuff for that.
Okay.
Well, anyways, back on topic. He's with his parents. He's watching cartoons. His parents leave. His parents go leave.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go back to the door, you find that it's boarded up. Someone else is talking. There's rules now. And right there, with a seamlessly transition, you get what happened. His parents died when they went out, and he's in an orphanage. It's such a seamless transition that it's jarring at the same time.
It's sad, too.
It's sad without, words or saying that, oh, hey, it sucks your parents are dead. It just literally goes to the next area without telling you that his parents are dead. You can automatically connect that. It's like, his parents are gone.
With the visuals and stuff
and then
like
that clicked again. That car accident that he keeps using was actually his parents died in a car accident.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I believe. Anyways, I'm not sure if that's true. I'm going based entirely off of memory here. So if that is truly the case, then yeah, I think that's very smart that they did that. That he's mixing events up.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to this orphanage. Apparently, he just has the worst times there. He's bullied by everyone. The lady who's in charge of everything is a complete witch.
She's a horrible person.
She doesn't, ever see as John's the victim of these bullies. She's always, oh, you should stay out of trouble.
Oh my God, there's a scene. You can hear a little boy crying, which is your character.
Yeah, it's like, these kids.
And you see that the sink is like dropping bloody teeth in the boys' room.
Again, symbolism.
That they beat him up and
hard.
They knocked out some of his teeth.
And again, foreshadowing what was going to happen next, that he was going to get beaten up in the showers.
And also, too, they took his Teddy, his only, real friend since from his original house. They tore him to pieces and beat him up even more. And
scenes like these.
It was like...
Well, these are the scenes that did tug at my heartstring. I was thinking, ouch. Sorry about that, man. It's like...
Yeah.
It's cruel, and I get the game's point. It's like, man, that sucks. This game does make you feel at times, and it does a good job of it. That's why I do give it a decent score, because the story was presented well.
Yeah.
So after that, you find out that he remembers that his childhood was garbage. So now we get to the point where he actually does go visit the therapist. He visits the therapist for the first time. And so the therapist is trying to help him, trying to get him a job and get his life back on track and to do things. So you find out that the only job he's comfortable with doing is writing. It was not his future dream job. It was there because he felt the most comfortable with it.
Yeah, he could be away from people. By showing us his childhood, it does show that there is a form of fear and isolation that the character does have.
Yeah, because he wants to be alone. He doesn't want to be around any noises. He doesn't want to be around people.
Yeah, because he grew up in a very
chaotic,
abusive, hostile environment.
Yeah, and so he wants an area that's quiet. That's why loud noises and stuff bother him so much, because he grew up in that environment. He just wants it to be quiet. So again, there is certain amount of complexities that works with this character. I like.
Yeah.
So this area, not too much happened. You find out the job he likes because he can stay at home and work.
Mm-hmm. But it seems that he keeps going to different hotels here and there, because
it could be a form of insomnia. Because then when you have insomnia, you can't really sleep in the same area. You have to sleep somewhere else.
No, but I mean, he went from different hotels.
Yeah.
You saw that he went through how many? 3, 4?
I think just two.
I don't remember.
I can't remember either, but he went through a couple, I believe.
I know one was
through this job while he was writing, when he was trying to write one day, because this corporation's like, hey, we need another chapter by 5 p.m. by Saturday or whatever. So he starts trying to start writing. But then he starts hearing music upstairs, someone's playing the piano. So he bangs on the ceiling, to get them to be quiet. And the lady who comes down, the moment she opens up the door to apologize to him, blue butterflies comes in. And again, right there, that tells you that he falls in love with this lady, with this woman.
Oh yeah, like all the little symbolisms
of like yes, that is,
rose
and that's what's revealed later on. That throughout the entirety of the game, he's trying to remember this one woman, but he can't until now. And that one woman revealed is to be his wife, which actually we will go into details because there's a little twist at the end with that. So he falls in love with her. We see how he develops his feelings for her and how their relationship was handled. They got married and stuff like that. He had the butterfly. Metaphorically and literally, he had the butterflies.
Yeah.
And you can see that his life is getting better. And I admit, those moments were sweet. I was glad to see that he was getting good moments in his life.
Yeah.
And then it comes again. Then the stabbings comes again.
The bad reality.
Yeah, the bad reality. So as time goes on, when they're fixing getting their house fixed up, their perfect house and their perfect life fixed up, everything starts to fall apart. His memories of furniture are glitching out, are breaking and glitching out.
And for her voice starts like all messing up.
It keeps repeating itself. It keeps repeating.
It also sounded like, if you notice,
it sounded like a radio.
Yeah.
And I love that little detail now that you pointed that out. I was like, yes, that's a really good hint. Because later on, it's revealed in the epilogue, because it says, but right before the epilogue, you do get a newspaper on the back, because the house completely goes to hell. Like there's bloody scissors everywhere, and like knives on the outside chopping at the iron gates and stuff.
Yeah, so
it almost goes Silent Hill. It almost goes like completely Silent Hill at that rate. Which, I'm a sucker for Silent Hill atmosphere, so I give it a pass.
Yeah.
So when you read back in the newspaper, you see all these bloody things in the house. It's the shit. You're thinking, did he kill his wife or did she commit suicide?
Yeah, because
in the back of the paper, when you find
newspaper.
The back, it talks about a beautiful woman in the neighborhood who went missing, and the husband is believed to be the murderer.
Be the suspect, but they have no proof of it. But they have a feeling he.
But they absolutely love this. The community absolutely loved this woman. Mm-hmm. So it gives you the impression that he did something snapped, and he attacked her. But that turns out not to be the case at all. It is revealed at the epilogue that his entire relationship with her was not real. The person herself Jane is her name. But Jane is the name of the celebrity that he heard about on the radio when she was talking about her stories.
Yes.
A line that they emphasized when you were interacting with her was saying, oh, it's just a story. She repeats that exact same line on a radio talk show.
Yeah.
Implying that he heard about her on the radio, and then he was interested and saw her in a magazine, this beautiful woman named Jane. So his mind came up with a fake relationship. She was never real. And when she died or went missing, he snapped.
Yeah, because he couldn't imagine her being in his life anymore because the real Jane was actually missing. And that was one thing that the therapist was trying to get through to your character, was that when stuff was falling apart all around you, it was because your brain was genuinely trying to remember things, but because of your character being very antisocial due to abuse and wants to be isolated, it does reveal that he himself is longing for love and longing for companionship. It's just that he couldn't really do it, so he came up with this fabrication, I guess, to help him not feel so lonely. But when she went missing, he could not imagine her anymore because he couldn't hear her voice on the radios, and he couldn't see new pictures of her in the magazine.
By the way, this game does take the time where YouTube and everything was before it was a thing. This is like taking back way in the old black and white cartoon. So there was no way he could find something to listen to her voice again or anything like that. So he snapped, and that's what caused him to leave his house, go to the apartment, to the hotel, try to write. He tried. I don't think, actually, no. Was that part true? Was he trying to write? I don't think he was. I don't know if he was. But then that's when he tried to commit suicide.
Well, from what we did see, though, when he went to the hotel, he busted down some walls. He knocked over some lamps. He broke the TV. He did some major damages before he went to go kill himself in the tub.
For all we know, some of those damages could have been over-exaggerated for, to show off more of their little falling, material falling apart mechanic or whatever. To show more of that. Because I guarantee they were probably really proud of what they had.
I mean, they looked good.
It did look good.
I'd be proud too.
I would be proud too. Yeah, I would say I would be proud too. So, yeah, that's the overall gist of the story. Where, it turns out his life was very crappy. His marriage was fake, was never real. Mm-hmm. And now he is in a mental institution where he's constantly now talking to a therapist.
And that's the thing. The moment we end up realizing and finding all this information, we're like, oh my God, where's it going to go from here? Credits.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? We just got the information and found out what led him through this depression was because of his childhood upbringing and all of that stuff and what happened to his parents and those bullies and the caretaker woman not really doing her job right because she didn't help at all. She made things worse. Like, this poor character, you feel so bad for him, and the fact that now that we got the character to realize reality from fantasy, they just roll up credits. It's like, no, we finally got the answer we've been looking for. Now, doctor, what do we do to make him be better? How do you heal this man? That's the thing I wanted to see. I wanted to see how are you going to heal this broken soul.
Well, in some ways,
is there a way, like some form of closure?
Well, the thing is, though, by leaving it open like this, it does leave the audience, to imagine the rest. For the audience to fill in the blanks, because before he leaves the room to go back to his own room, he sees her one more time in the hallway, and after that, your character's being pushed through the wheelchair through the hallway. Then it fades to credits. In some ways, yes, I would like there to be a little bit more better closure. I'm not asking for another 10-minute cutscene. I'm just asking maybe just a little bit longer to feel a bit more satisfying. It still works. I get what they're going for. But I feel like it could just a little bit more.
It doesn't feel like a proper closure.
That's it's not as bad as Blind Prophet. Blind Prophet left some plot threads hanging, while this game, it did address its plot threads. It was like, the car accident, that was your parents, or no, not at all. This marriage was all fake, and stuff like that. It's a good game. I do wish it had more to it. Yeah. If you want a game that offers a decent story with good atmosphere that can pluck at the heartstrings at times, then I recommend checking it out. But it does, last time I checked, it costs about $20 on Steam. And for a game that's about 2 to 4 hours long, I don't know that's really worth it, considering that...
Especially since it doesn't have replay
value, nor does it have much gameplay. I mean, the Blind Prophet cost less than that, and it had more gameplay to it.
Yeah.
And had also a bit more replay value as well.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot more replay value.
Because if you actually did say different things, there was different responses.
There was different responses, for sure. Even though the ending was the same, regardless of what you said and done, still the same. But anyways, it's a good game. Check it out if you want. 6 out of 10. Maybe you can check it out if you like now. I don't know if $20 is really worth the asking price. Maybe lower that down a bit. Maybe to like $10. $10 maybe? $10? I don't know. I'm not a market person, so I don't know how much this game has to charge. I don't know.
Whatever the charge is, it's small.
It's small. So if you buy this game,
it's a small game.
Yeah. So if you buy this game,
is it really worth the amount it's asking for? That's
so keep in mind when you do buy this game, it is short. You can play it through within before the day is even over. All right, so that's it. 6 out of 10 for both of us. And now let's go ahead and just jump into recommendations. Let's say the Shattering wasn't fulfilling for you. Let's say you want a game that really dives into psychological horror. Well, okay, let's keep honestly in mind that, let me just say one more thing. The Shattering was not really scary. At the end, it gets a bit crazy. Not too much. It's a little bit more tamed. Mm-hmm. But it's not really a scary game. It's not. It's really not. Anyways, I was saying, so Dove and I are going to give you guys a list of psychological horror games that we really do recommend you guys checking out. So I guess I'll start first with mine. For me, you guys should really check out with Dead Space 2. Because Dead Space 1 and 2, because they have a lot of psychological horror. It does have you question what is real, what is fake. It plays with Isaac's mental state a lot. It's both are really great psychological horror games, as well as great games themselves.
Yeah. For me, yeah. I would say Silent Hill 2, the original, not the HD port, whatever.
Ooh, my God.
I would say the original Silent Hill 2.
Yeah. Quick, before we go into it, just let you guys know, whatever you do not buy the HD collection of Silent Hill. If you must, buy an old PS2 and just play the original game.
It's so much better.
Or if there is a way you can get the PC version, if there's a way you can get it, do that instead. If you can.
Wait, didn't they do is the PC version based off of the original Silent Hill 2 or the HD remake? It's
based on the original Silent Hill 2.
Okay.
The PC version, I believe, came out the exact same time as the PS2 version came out.
Oh, okay.
It's just that it's not on. It's a disc CD. It's a disc computer game. It's not like a digital like Steam is.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Silent Hill 2.
If you have to, also one more thing. Yeah. Emulate it if you have to. Get an emulator on your computer, go to a trusted website, download Silent Hill 2, or any of the Silent Hill games, the originals. There you go. Okay, continue.
You mean the original 4?
The original 4, the Japanese ones.
But I think 2 out of them, I think, is the best psychological horror. Yeah. The characters, the side characters that you see throughout Silent Hill is another symbolic thing of the main character. The whole world, the enemies, everything is symbolic, and it really makes you think. It has a lot of endings, a lot of different endings that actually will give you more of the bigger picture of a lot of characters, certain characters, and parts of the world. And it's really messes with your mind too, but you gotta realize, like, when you look at things, it's all symbolic. So there's a lot of, like, you'll see mannequins that that can represent your wife because she was a seamstress, and certain stuff like that with Silent Hill too. Yeah, that is really good.
We are going to do a Silent Hill podcast eventually. Because those games, the original 4, I only played the first 2. I mean, the second one's is a masterpiece. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I was the one that recommended.
Yeah, Silent Hill 2 is a goddamn masterpiece. I don't care what other people say. It's the best the best horror games you could ever play.
Really well done.
Yeah, we're going to do a podcast on that whenever something substantial comes out for Silent Hill, or we ever get around to playing the rest ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your other recommendation?
Other recommendation, I can really recommend Amnesia: The Dark Descent, because that's all has nothing to do with the psyche up here. Mm-hmm. Where if your character goes crazy, he starts seeing monsters that aren't really there, and they can hurt him. So you have to keep your character's sanity up if you want to stay safe. And there's also real threats that will go after him. Mm-hmm. Or there could be something that happens that makes him drop his insanity, like doors open on their own, fire going out with a wind, or just hearing noises that sound inhuman or can't be explained.
Yeah,
stuff like that. Really gets underneath your psyche, and especially your character, because that's the whole game's about. I still get to fully complete the game, but I can safely say for right now what I've gotten, it is really worth checking out, and I'm really curious how Amnesia Rebirth is going to come out. So Amnesia Dark Descent, really recommend. Alright, you next. What you got?
What was that one game that we played a little while ago?
Oh, Infliction?
Yeah, is that it? Infliction, the one with the mother?
Yeah, the mother. Yeah.
Yeah, Infliction is another one I would recommend. It deals with a family, like abuse within the family, and how things can go horribly, horribly wrong. And you basically you play as the husband of this family, and you have made bad choices or something.
Don't spoil too much.
And there's a lot of psychological stuff you'll hear, like the sounds of the baby crying, or sounds of or scenes of certain things. Like it messes with the heartstrings too. That game. Not only is it psychological, but it does make you feel really bad for.
I do want to say this though, even though it does have a good narrative and the atmosphere is overall good, the characters, as well as in the mother was also a very good character. I will say, be warned about that game because it does have you walk around a lot, and it does have a lot of problems. I mean, it's good. We recommend it still. It's just there is a lot of good amount of gameplay mechanics wise that doesn't work. That holds it back from being truly a great game.
But it's still a lot of fun.
It's still a lot of fun. Don't get us wrong. It's still a lot of fun game. It's just, if you want to hear more about it, go check out our other podcast that we did of Infliction. Go check that out.
Yeah.
All right, for another game, I would recommend Deadly Premonition. No, I'm just kidding.
It's all good.
Oh no, that game is it's not very psychological. It's more in your face. I'm trying. Man, now we put on the spot. You can't really think of any good. I guess Resident Evil 7 would be another good one because it does play with the main character's mind.
If you can get past
the body horror,
some of the body horror, and actually like listen to the characters and pay attention to the story, even the DLCs that came with that ended up they ended up added finished up, wrapping up even more parts of the story, but it's psychologically that's a scary. It messes with your heartstrings too, that one.
Yeah, it does. It's another that's a great survival horror game. I really recommend checking that one out if you
can stomach the body horror.
If you can stomach the body,
it's sprinkled here and there.
Yeah, if you can handle that, then you're set. You're set for this game. Do you have any more to recommend on top of your head?
No, not psychological. No.
Yeah, if we're talking about pure horror, like just regular horror games, in that case, we have an endless list of that. But we're mostly just focused on psychological, and I mean, part of me wants to say Bloodborne. Part of
me did too, because if you have more of that insanity skull,
the inside, you see more of the world for what it really is.
Yeah, and it starts looking more and more like Cthulhu.
Yeah, Cthulhu's hanging on the walls and stuff.
Yeah, weird godlike creatures. And
and you're just like, and you just see them like all the buildings, like holy crap.
These things were here the whole entire time. I just wasn't insane enough to see.
No, you didn't have enough insight. You didn't have enough.
Didn't they say insight is like a form of insanity?
No, insight allows you to see more of the world. Insight to them, I believe, if I got the lore correct, it's more in knowledge. Because how cosmic...
but the knowledge can drive you mad.
It can drive you mad because you know too much. Now you know too much. Because, like, say we have more insight, yes, you can see more of the world what it is, but you are now more susceptible, to insanity. Because when you look at those one creatures that have those eyes all over them, and you look at them if they're around you too long, your character is quickly more consumed by insanity compared to a character who does not have much insight. Yeah. So more knowledge makes you more easier to go crazy.
Yeah, because they notice that you.
Let's just go ahead and put Bloodborne on there. Let's just go ahead, because it can be a very scary game at times, especially with the threats that force you to go against, and the designs. So we have to do a Lovecraftian podcast, because I really want to talk about Lovecraft.
But yeah, that thing definitely takes a lot.
So okay, Bloodborne. Can't say Dark Souls because that's very much I want to say the Evil Within, but the problem with Evil Within is it's not a scary game, and it doesn't do much. The psychological horror in the game is not very effective. It's a fun game still, but it's not very effective psychological horror. Huh.
How about Heavy Rain?
That's not a horror game. You mean Until Dawn? That's what you mean. That's the one with the people are trapped in that snow area.
Yeah.
That
Until Dawn.
No. No, the characters, there's nothing that really makes the questions question their insanity or makes you
you're
question
right.
things.
Yeah, you're right.
It's very much straight up a horror movie. Yes, slasher monster horror movie.
Okay.
That's what it is. And there's no problem with that. I recommend Until Dawn as well as a good horror game, but
I don't have anything more to probably recommend then.
Neither do I. I can't really think off the top of my head at this moment. Yeah, I got nothing. That's it. That's all I got for recommendations. I know it's a very short list. I'm sorry.
But I mean, if there's ones that we've missed that you guys know of, I mean, let us know and we could probably take a look at them.
Yeah, we definitely take a look at it. I'm trying to think of other horror games. I know I played plenty. The strange thing is I played plenty of them. Like, horror is my bread and butter. Like, I'm an expert when it comes to these things.
You're a connoisseur.
Yeah, a connoisseur, but yet when you ask me, oh hey, what are great psychological horror games I should play? I'm like, and it's like that Jeopardy sound goes do 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 do. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm really wrapping my head around this. I played. Oh, I remember another one. Cry of Fear. Cry of Fear is a great one. It is a modded game off of not Left 4 Dead, not that one. Can't remember. It's a mod of something, and it was so good that it became its own game. And I played it. I played a good chunk of it. Really recommend checking that one out. That's a great psychological horror game. Cry of Fear. And also, Gray is another good one. Gray. It's made by the same people who made Cry of Fear. Which I might have to check out those again. I might check those out. There's a lot of indie games that I would say are... something another...
Oh, what about Undertale?
No.
Because because you can go the
pacifist route, but the thing is, though, it's not scary. It's not scary. It has unnerving moments, but not, scary. We're talking about straight up horrifying scary. Make you wet your pants, diaper pants thing,
well, I mean,
scary.
If you battle sands, that's definitely going to make you do that.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about Undertale someday, too, because that's a phenomenal video game. That really is. Okay, well... If we can't really come up with a thing, we're wrapping our brains really hard to come up with something. I'm probably kick myself later saying, oh, I could have said that and that and that. Probably will later. But, yes, that's our recommendations. Dead Space, Amnesia, Resident Evil 7, Silent Hill 2. What was the other one you mentioned?
The one with the mother.
Infliction Extended Cut. That's another good one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, check those out. Feel free to check those out. They're great games. Most of them are great games. And yep, that will wrap this up for the podcast.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this and stay safe.
Stay very safe out there. Remember, avoid large crowds.
If you can.
If you can. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next time.